this is how people scale their businesses to, $100,000 a month, 50,000 a month, those big numbers. A lot of that comes through systems and automation. That is the magic trick that a lot of people in Silicon Valley are learning and teaching each other. And that is something that I want you all to be exposed to, so that you understand, that labor and just working yourself into the ground and working yourself to an early grave, that's not how people are building, large amounts of wealth. And so, and actually, before I really hand the floor over to Chris, I want to ask you, in terms of automation, I think you and I went through the model that I shared with the students about building sturdy children. STERDY instead of you just replace the U with a E, and the Y doesn't mean anything. I just added the Y because it sounds like a cool acronym. But the sturdy model stands for if you want your kids to learn how to become millionaires in today's society, okay, sure, college, all that, yeah, sure, why not? But really what they have to understand is the S stands for systems, T stands for technology, the E stands for entrepreneurship, the R stands for relationships, the D stands for delegation. If your children learn those 5 things, they have a very good chance of becoming a millionaire. Why is that? Well, because people that build systems, they use technology where they're delegating tasks to other people, and also thinking entrepreneurially, tend to have more wealth because they own things and they build things that work while they're sleeping, things like that. And then also relationships, it allows for the transfer of resources and information, right? So Chris and I are, we lay ourselves out as an example of that, because we talk as friends, our kids play together, our families hang out, and that healthy relationship allows us to say, okay, what are some ways that we can all work together and talk about business as well and share ideas, right? So I want you all to really rethink business school. Let go of whatever, you might have been taught at the school that you attended, whatever college charged you $100,000 or whatever. That stuff is okay, but most professors don't understand these things because a lot of them haven't really understood Black economics outside the box. And that's what we're good at, is Black economics. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be quiet and ask Chris, actually, before we get started. So today you're going to talk a little bit about automation and how that plays a part in your business. And so actually, before I move on, let me ask you this, and maybe you're going to cover in your presentation. What is your background in terms of, when I say that you're one of the best in the world, at this, I'm basing it on the fact that billion-dollar companies are trying to recruit you, that you've worked with a lot of people, you've been invited to speak all over the country. Talk a little bit about your background, and then if you want to, we can roll right into the discussion.
Sure. So my formal education is in engineering, electrical engineering, and I worked for 7 years in the corporate world. And it wasn't until they gave me the boot that I even stumbled upon this entrepreneurial space, because that's not what I grew up in. Didn't know entrepreneurs, and I had the slanted version of entrepreneurship, which I think we call those criminals. So I learned that way, So when the time came and I found myself at Lead Pages, Boyce, I didn't know anything about this stuff. I didn't know. I was just an employee trying to figure out how to not go back to the corporate world, and the startup space seemed cool. So after helping Lead Pages, generate 37 million, then I went to Active Campaign as a director there and helped them acquire 120 million. And in between, I've had these small successes. I say small, but I've helped a private startup raise 7 million within their first year from a Fortune 500 company, just by having systems in place. So once I figured out the secret sauce, I was like, it's really the same thing. It's literally the same thing. And instead of looking outward, I just thought that it was out in all of these figures and gurus. I really did. I thought that they would teach me, until I realized, wait a minute, I got it. Like, I have what they're looking for. And once I acknowledged that, it's like the marketplace started to acknowledge that too. So when you say the most sought after, I do. I think that's a fair statement. I've had people call me literally from traveling to Africa saying, hey, I've been traveling the world to find somebody who understands automation. Can't find anybody. Literally calling me long distance from Africa. Hey, when I get back to the US, can we connect? So I don't think it's not self-proclaimed. It's just, it's just right. What it is.
I mean, it's true. Says. Yeah, well, other people proclaimed it, and not just you, right? So I want everybody to know there's a reason why I'm really, happy and honored that Chris is coming by today. And I think what you're saying is interesting because I know that you also train people to actually do what you do as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
And that maybe to me, that what I'm hearing is that that's an opportunity to not just apply these techniques to your business, but maybe that can become the business. Maybe some of you that decide you want to go deeper
There
into
you go.
automation and you have that kind of, kind of mindset. That sounds like something. I know that if I was looking for, if I'm a college student, especially, like I'm coming out of school and I'm looking for a job,
Oh my
this is
goodness.
the kind of job I want because as a black
Absolutely.
man, I like jobs I can create for myself, as opposed
Yep.
to, what I went through when I graduated from college. I was the number one finance student in the entire University of Kentucky campus. They gave me the Wall Street
Mm.
Journal Outstanding Graduating Senior Award. I couldn't get a job on Wall Street.
Mm.
I applied to 200 Wall Street firms and got 200 rejection letters. Because I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know how to get in.
Yep.
All I knew was to put my credentials on a resume, send it to them. Like, okay,
Yep.
I'm the guy. I'm the no. No, those jobs were not
Yep.
available. So when I was that age, I would have loved to have had something like that, where an older black man that has clear credentials in the area could show
Yes.
me how to have a skill that people need, that people want. And the
Yep.
best way for people to get people to give you money is to explain how you can help them make money.
Absolutely.
And that's what automation does. So I'm going to be quiet. I just wanted to kind of, come in and just, introduce Chris and let him kind of do his thing. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to zip it up now and let you kind of knock it out, man. So, brother, good luck to you. And let me know if you need anything.
Man, I appreciate it, Boyce. I'm gonna share my screen here. Maybe I'll share my whole desktop. Everybody, let me know if you could see that. It should say the title of the training today: 5 steps to generate leads and sales on autopilot. Let me see. Oh, I don't see. Oh, here. I think I can see comments. All right, great. So I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So I'm gonna do some multitasking and try to mine you guys' comments as well, because what we're about to cover is I'm going to break this down to the most fundamental elements possible, because I don't want you to get lost in the industry jargon and all of these big terms that people throw out and promise you. Then you try it and you end up with empty hands, and you're frustrated and your business is not growing. So we're going to start from the bottom and build all the way up today with you all. So first off, thank you all for giving me the time and your attention. I promise to make it worthwhile. Just do me a favor, some quick housekeeping. Turn off your cell phones, tablets, or any form of device that can interrupt you. Even those Apple Watches now, those are the silent creepers, because they just buzz you on your wrist. And just that little bitty, hey, Ron, thanks for downloading the checklist. Just that little bitty interruption can be the difference between understanding and just hearing something. Okay. So make sure you do that. Make sure you grab a pen and paper. The reason why I like pen and paper is because they said there's something biologically and psychologically, the friction of a pen on paper, that your brain conceptualizes it as a real thing. It exists. So if you want to retain the most when anybody is speaking, always get pen and paper. All right. Pay close attention. Listen for tweetables. I'm known. I'm known to throw out some tweetables there, and then apply it to your current state. I don't want you. I'm a church goer. I grew up in the church, and usually what will happen is the preacher man is preaching, and he's really talking to you, but you thinking about everybody else. Like, yeah, she sure need to hear this word, or you're missing it. You're not taking it in for yourself. Today, please make sure that you're listening to apply it to the current state of your business, not where you want to be, not where you should be right now. How does this apply to me right now? And be okay with being uncomfortable. Okay. This is a judgment free zone. If you don't know something and you say, hey, what did that mean? And you put it in the chat. Listen, no judgment, no harm, no foul. My desire is that you get the deepest understanding and the best grasps of what I'm about to teach you as possible. All right. So with that being said, the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to fill you in on why so many businesses fail at automating their marketing. I'm going to show you the 3 building blocks to scaling all businesses and uncover what's required to generate quality traffic that turns into delighted customers. and much more. I'm telling you, you're going to be happy that you signed up for today's training, and make sure you thank Boyce for bringing me on. It is truly an honor for me. So make sure you watch this until the very end. Do not leave early. Do not leave early, because you're about to learn the secrets that most entrepreneurs will never know. And I'm saying this is not like big headline stuff. I'm saying this because I've witnessed it. I've gone into the marketplace assuming intelligence. Oh, they said they're making millions. Surely they know. They don't. Oh, they've got this big following. Surely they know. They don't. Okay. They do not know. I do. And I'm going to, at the end of this webinar, you're going to be ahead of the marketplace. Okay. Just know that. Just embrace it. Okay. And it's time to remove the confusion. Hey, so everybody looking for the checklist, don't worry. We'll get it to you. In fact, if you go to automationbridge.com/BBS, that's where it's at. But I've got everything taken care of. So even though it's my resource, don't get distracted by the checklist. It's always there. It will always be there. It's an automation checklist, and I'll make sure that you guys get it. Boyce and team have that link, so you're not missing out on anything. I just want you all to lock in and focus. All right. So you're in good hands today. Just real quick, I went over a bit of this, but I'm an electrical engineer by formal education. I hold a master's in business administration, so I am well versed on the credential side in terms of formal education. I was the head of marketing automation at Lead Pages after a 7-year stint at Lockheed Martin as a firmware engineer. And as a firmware engineer, I designed what they called autopilots. And these were microprocessors. These chips were placed on missiles, and they would guide the missile. So they were shot from a submarine that was below detectable range, and it was called a vertical launch ASROC, VLA. And it would shoot up and out of the submarine, and that autopilot chip needed to navigate it to wherever it needed to blow up. So I was actually doing automation before I knew what automation was. I didn't make this connection until like 4 years later when I'm in the startup space and people were like, hey, what do you do? Or 4 years ago, I should say. So I've been kind of called to automation, I feel, right? Like sometimes you can intentionally go at something and sometimes something can find you. And I feel like automation found me. So after that, I was the head of marketing automation at Lead Pages. This was before ClickFunnels, everybody. So all my tech heads out there, before ClickFunnels and right around the time of Optimized Press. Does anybody remember Optimized Press? Is anybody still using it? That's when it was like revolutionary to be able to build a landing page on a website. So Lead Pages was the leading software. I came in right on the cusp of their fast growth. And the story behind that is I had no idea. I had no idea the work that I was about to do was going to generate millions and millions of dollars. No idea. So I learned my lesson, and when millions were in that bank account and I saw millions were not in mine, I moved on. And what I did is this is good. This is good for today. I found out a framework that I deployed at Lead Pages that was responsible for generating tens of thousands of leads a week, tens of thousands of dollars per webinar, multiple webinars per week. Like I literally had the master spreadsheet of how everything was working. And who was the sole architect? It was me. And it took me a while to realize this, but once I realized I have a framework, forget this sales funnel stuff everybody's talking about. Forget all of these fancy things that these marketers are promising you. I know how to do this, but given my nature, I'm a proven practice type of guy. So I wanted to take this framework and apply it to as many businesses as I could. So that's why I went to be a director of education at Active Campaign, so I could have access to their entire portfolio of businesses, test this framework on their businesses, as well as educate. So some of you may have seen me in some of those webinars at Active Campaign. I may have even met some of you in person because I've trained internationally for Active Campaign. But by the time I was done at Active Campaign, I had it. I said, oh, this is rock solid. There's no holes. I shored it up because I was able to use other people's platforms to create a bulletproof framework. So as I mentioned, I've spoken in pretty much every major city in the US, training on marketing automation. I've trained in a foreign tongue in Brazil. I gave a presentation there because Active Campaign wanted to penetrate the South American market. So they sent me out there. I'm training, they're translating while I'm talking. People are clapping. I can't hear what they're saying, but I guess it was good because they were smiling. And I've just had a vast experience. I hope you guys can feel my energy when I talk about this particular topic. You can tell this is not something that I just do in passing. Like this, I feel like I was called to this. Okay. So now I advise startups on rapid growth by way of marketing automation. I do take on select clients. It depends on, the team structure, their revenue, and where they're trying to scale. But for the most part, as the founder of Automation Bridge, I do exactly what you're seeing me do now. I take you all in and train and equip you with everything that you need to deploy the systems in your business to be successful. Okay. That's what we're here for. And that's who I am for you. So I've got over 13 years of collective experience, professional experience. I am not testing on you. There are some people, and I'm not mad at it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at it. I'm not testing stuff on you all. I've already proven everything. Okay. I'm allowing you to witness my proven frameworks. Okay. And I want to teach them to you. None of this is theory and maybe it will work. No, this is all already been tested. I've already worked out all the holes. I've reverse engineered it and re-engineered it all for you. So you don't have to worry about it. So remember this term, preventative marketing care. I want you to navigate your career, your business, your excellence in this manner. Take the time to learn how to do things correctly now, and it will prevent you from losing profits later. Listen, in business, there are no steps to skip. I'm a process-oriented person. And what I've learned, when you bypass process, whatever steps you skip, you have to revisit later. And when later comes, it often takes more time and it's more expensive. So you might as well learn how to do it the right way right now and save your future self of the pain. Some of you are in that pain right now. Okay. No shame of prior performance. We're going to do better going forward. All right. So preventative marketing care is the theme, okay, for today. And I want to just kind of explain where we are right now. Okay. Let me just set the table, because technology has disrupted the way that businesses are built and run. Depending on your industry, I'm in the startup space. So I see a lot of Silicon Valley things. I know a lot of founders out there that reach out to me, ask about latest tools and technology strategies, just XYZ. And I've never in my life, and they claim it as well, have they seen money just being thrown out like this. Now, granted, it's not just thrown out to us, people that look like us, but I'm just saying holistically, technology has changed the way that businesses are run. It's changed the way that businesses acquire funding, and it changed the way that they scale. It changed everything, just technology, right? It forced companies like Blockbusters and Toys R Us and Borders. I remember I used to go to Blockbuster every Friday growing up, and then Redbox comes, then Netflix comes and kills Redbox. You see how technology is just constantly disrupting. And ultimately what it did is it lowered the barrier of entry. Now, this is good and bad. It means anybody can come in now and play with the big boys, but it also means anybody can come in and play with the big boys. So there's nothing stopping you from getting a free MailChimp account and starting to just email people all day with no results. Now, what is that going to do? That lower barrier of entry into technology for your business allows people who may not know what they're doing, scammy, or maybe just don't care. Now they're flooding the inbox and making it harder for us who know what we're doing to stand out. So that's the blessing and the curse with the lower barrier of technology for businesses. Some tools don't cost but $10 a month, $20 a month, and somebody will go in there and really abuse it and hack it. And then those of us who are paying $100 and $200 a month for a tool, using it the right way, maybe we have penalty for other people's usage. It is what it is. We know how to navigate, and we always make our adjustments. And lastly, COVID forced all businesses online to survive. If you were going to survive COVID and social distancing, the only way to do it was online. Literally, there was no way for you to be close to somebody except how you and I are right now. Zoom. Zoom became a household name after COVID. I've been using it for years. Nobody knew about Zoom. And then now all of a sudden, everybody's on Zoom. Zoom is a thing. It's on commercials, Super Bowl commercials. Like COVID changed everything. So that's where we are. And how we got here is cloud computing. Cloud computing opened the playing field for technology. For those of you that don't know what cloud computing is, Zoom is a version of it when you can go online and sign up for software and not have to download it to your computer. That's cloud computing. That's a form of cloud computing. The software is now in the cloud. They call it software as a service, or SaaS. All right. When is the last time you've installed software on your computer? And I'll do you one more. When's the last time you needed a disk to install software on your computer? I'm young enough, but old enough to remember the days of going to the grocery store, checking out and seeing the AOL disc. Like the internet was on a disc that you could buy as you're buying groceries. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm old enough to know that, but young enough to still be savvy with today's technology. But cloud computing, it opened up the industry. It opened up the playing field. Every company is now using cloud technology, right? The rise of social media is what has catapulted e-commerce. When I was in college, eBay was a thing, but you dare not shop on eBay without a PayPal account, because anybody could steal your information. And PayPal was the most secure means of doing it, right? Like there was nobody buying on Amazon like that. But social media just came and disrupted everything. People are exchanging personal stories, pictures, intimate experiences. And with that came, now I'm more prone to share something that's intimate to me, which is my money online. So we've seen a skyrocket of spending behaviors and how much more people are spending online. I think last year, Black Friday, they said was the most money that was ever spent online, and not just in Black Friday, but just online in general within that time span. That lets you know people are here online, ready to spend. Apple Wallet, Google Pay, whatever it's called. However you want to transact. We're not even talking about cryptocurrency, digital currency. Listen, it's just where we are. Online transaction is where we're at, and it's not going anywhere soon. And it removed the mystery of exchanging sensitive information online. Okay, think about this. I come from a day and age where you didn't put your real name and stuff when you filled stuff out online. You've used a fake name and fake email. Now people put all their business online. I've seen people put their social security number in a website that didn't have the HTTPS, the little secure signal, and just like, oh, it's fine. It's just a form. They won't do anything. It's just like, you don't even know that. That's how comfortable people are. Their comfort has exceeded their intelligence on what can truly happen online. So what do? We want to take advantage of these trends. And again, COVID. COVID did it all. I cannot tell you the amount of startups that I've been helping in the last year really take what they were doing in person and digitize it online so that they can keep the revenue coming in. Okay, it's a thing, and they struggle with it. So the evolution of marketing technology, these enhancements specific to technology used for marketing, that's what has benefited the small business. The playing field is now leveled. It used to be only the enterprise companies could have checkout pages. I remember when one shopping cart was like the primary checkout process for small business owners, and you had to have authorized.net. Now we've got Stripe, we've got PayPal, we've got all types, Samcart, like there's all types of checkout processes and forms. The playing field has been lowered. Okay, it's now leveled, I should say. Enterprise companies used to be the only one that could send mass emails. Now anybody can do it, right? The question is, how are you taking advantage of it? Because with great opportunity comes great responsibility. What is that responsibility? Not just to yield it correctly, but to learn it, take the time and understand it at a level that you can implement it in your business responsibly. And be careful. I made this mistake. This was my mistake after I got fired from Lockheed Martin, and before I worked at Lead Pages, there's a 2-year stint that I lost all my money. And the reason was I was adapting technology faster than I could educate myself on sales and marketing. I looked at technology as the solution. And I just had a big old bin. You got the old school cats. You go to their house and they've never thrown away anything. Some of you got parents like that. It's like, Dad, why do you still have a typewriter, right? Just hoarding. That's what I became, a digital hoarder. I just had all of these tools and just figured that if I knew how to use them, I was tech savvy, the money would come, and it won't. It will not. So lastly, reaching your audience directly has never been easier at all. I just had somebody on my podcast the other day talking about Instagram DM automation. And it's just like they're creating ways for you to connect and engage with people. And if you don't get this automation piece down, you will be left in the dust. So as we go forward, we have preventative marketing care in mind. I also need you to understand that order is important. The order in which you do things will determine the level of success you will experience. It is a one-to-one. Doing the right thing in the wrong order will always yield undesired results. I don't care what you say. If you want to brush your teeth at the end of the day instead of the beginning, you suffer the consequence of everybody talking about you with the hawk on the breath and whatever the case may be. Okay, wash your face at the end of the day instead of the beginning of the day, right? I'm saying this in jest, but the reality is you have to do things in its proper order. Okay. And doing things out of order, it will lead to exhaustion and early abandonment of the right path. Some of you, can I just let you off the hook for a little bit? You've been a little hard on yourself. You were so close and you just didn't know it because you didn't understand the process. Therefore, through exhaustion, you abandoned. You were maybe 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. You were so close. This is why order and understanding the process is important. And if you're out of order, it really prevents you from scalability in any form. So let's look at the order of scaling. What are the building blocks of success? Well, the first one is you start. You've got to get started. If you're here, you follow Boyce. You can't talk to Boyce for 5 minutes without hearing something about business. So you know you need to start a business. Okay, you know this. A startup, Wikipedia defines a startup as a company initiated by individual founders or entrepreneurs to search. You see that? To search. I love this definition. To search for a repeatable and scalable business model. You don't start with that. You don't start with the repeatable and scalable business model. You search it. You got to find it. And if I were to put something on there, I would say you've got to define a repeatable and scalable business model. Okay, you have to. So once you say, okay, I'm ready to really figure this thing out and model my business the right way, then the next step is to stabilize. The best advice given to me early in my entrepreneurship was let business pay for business. I live by those rules. Okay, if I need software, well, I need to start a business to help me generate the money to pay for that software. I shouldn't have to come out of my pocket. In the beginning, in startup phase, did I come out of my pocket to invest? Absolutely. Very calculated, very calculated. And that investment, I did make it back within the first 2 years. I invested about $6,000 totally. I think I got like 3 online programs that were $2,000 each. And I made that back within the year times 2 or 4, right? So you may have to come out the pocket initially, but stabilizing means you are breaking even or generating some profit, not enough profit to live off of. Don't get me wrong, but you got a little something left over after you take care of all your operating expenses. Okay, that's stabilized. Remember, order is important. Some people go from start and try to go to scale, and they don't, and it's not stable, right? That table that you're standing on, you didn't take the time to screw the legs in. You just put the table on top of it, on top of the legs. And since it looked like it was standing, you thought you could stand on it. And the second you did it, wobble, 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 break. This is when you do things out of order. This is what happens when people who try to scale before they stabilize. Okay. So what is scale? The installation, this is my definition, by the way, the installation of systems to execute profitable processes continually. You cannot scale without systems that execute the processes in your business that are responsible for generating the profit. Now, let me say this. There is a great chance that many of you are not aware of the processes that are profitable. This is another form. This is another area that I help larger companies. So I don't want you to feel bad. Larger companies don't even know this. We get in here, I get in there and I do what I call a process extraction. I'll just let them tell me everything that they're doing. I'll map it out and identify the holes. And they're like, oh, I find what I call $1,000,000 arrows. One arrow on a flow chart can be responsible for unlocking millions of dollars. So that's kind of like my engineering brain and marketing brain all kind of coming into one. And I hope as I'm explaining this to you all and training you all and showing you my approach that you kind of get a better understanding of me just holistically in how I approach these things. All right. So I promised you all 5 steps. If you're not writing notes, this is your key right now. Start writing notes because step number 1 is hire technology. Okay. This is step number 1. This is part 2 of Boyce's sturdy acronym. Okay. First one is systems. Second one is technology. You need to hire technology, everybody. What does that mean? Commit to technology being your first hire. What technology does is traditionally, when you ran a TV, a commercial or a radio ad or a billboard, there was no way to measure how many people saw that, how many people took action, who those people were. You couldn't see that. Technology now allows us to measure things. And with measurement comes a better mental decisions that we can make based on what we've measured, right? And that's what leads to predictability. Okay. So when technology is your first hire, your tool becomes a means of accomplishing your strategy. Okay. Your tool is not the end all be all. It's just a means of accomplishing your strategy. So before it would be irresponsible of me to say, go get the right technology right now. No, the last bullet point is you need a job description. Okay. AKA you need to know your considerations. What do you need that technology to do? Listen to me. I do not hire technology without a job description. I sit down away from the computer and say, okay, what is it that I'm trying to accomplish? And I will literally list it out. I need a person or a tool that can do boom, 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 boom. And I'll list it out. I'll take that as that spec, those specifications now. That's my job description. And I'm holding that up to all of the technology. Am I buying technology because somebody else said, oh, it works for me? Oh, try MailChimp. Works for me. Oh, do Infusionsoft. Hey, Active Campaign. We use Entreport. Any Facebook group, just type, hey, what CRM should I be using? Hundreds of people with their thoughts on what you should use. And practically none of them know your considerations. Okay, you may need a CRM, but you may need it to have relational records to certain things. You may need to send emails, but you're sending email at a different frequency, or you're sending emails to corporate workers. Those are some heavy considerations that should drive your decision making. Okay, you need to know your own considerations, which again is another piece that I have to walk these companies through and entrepreneurs when they say, hey, I think I need to get a CRM, and they don't even know what it is. And I have to step back and say, well, you know, a CRM is a contact relationship management system. It's where you store all of the contacts that come into your business and log every interaction you have with them so you can shorten the sales cycle. Oh, and then we start to talk about, tell me about your team size. Tell me about your needs, your product. And then I can make a proper assessment. That's what's required of you. And let me just say this, let me free some of you all too. Some of you should not be hiring technology. I know, I know my step is hire technology. You may not be the best one to select the best technology for your company. I have seen countless CEOs who have no idea on the technological landscape make decisions because they have the money and they have the feeling that it will work. You need to have somebody on your team or hired help that can help you understand what your needs are, map them out, and then select the proper technology. All right. And with technology and hiring comes my favorite definition, everybody, and that's marketing automation. Maybe you've heard the term automation. If you don't put the marketing in front of it, it can mean anything. Amazon has automation. The grocery store has automation. Your car has automation. But when I put that word marketing in front of it, this is the definition: hiring technology to work for your marketing strategy. You have a marketing strategy. In order to execute it, you need somebody to work it. Who should work it? Technology. Welcome into marketing automation. Okay. So now I hope even when you hear that term, it's not overwhelming. It's the process of hiring technology to work for my marketing strategy. And if I want to do sales automation, it's the same definition, except we turn marketing to sales, hiring technology to work for your sales strategy. You have a strategy, you need somebody to work it. Your first hire, technology. That's how it works. This is how it works, everybody. And you have to always start with strategy. Lead with strategy, because ignoring this will amount into a massive amount of revenue lost. And I've done this. This is what I did. I told you I was tech heavy, strategy light. I came out as an engineer just thinking I could learn all these tools. I had no strategy to it, so I just had tools. That's it. I just knew a whole bunch of stuff. Didn't know how to do it, didn't know how to put those tools together with a strategy and produce results. So how your tools get their marching orders is from your strategy. Your strategy, it tells the software what to do. How, just follow me here. How are you buying technology without a strategy? How are you allowing yourself to buy technology without a strategy? I don't know. I did it. My hand is raised. I'll never do it again. 2 years, exhausted all of my funds, college, my kids' college fund and everything. I was foolish because I didn't have a strategy first. And I didn't understand the order. It's strategy first, then deploy the tools to work for that strategy. I could actually stop right now, and I've just saved you all thousands and thousands of dollars. Just if you implement that piece. So if you're waiting for the nuggets are already falling. Okay. I just want to make sure that you're aware of what I'm dropping so you can pick it up. Tools will not save your business. Sound strategy will. You are never going to buy a tool and it be like, oh, finally, I can finally start making money. No, if that were the case, what happened is you already had a strategy in place. Maybe you're not aware of it. And the tool just enabled your strategy. That's what it did. That's all it did. It did not make you successful. It was your strategic use of it that makes you successful. So tools are created to help execute, not dictate. Okay. And when I say dictate, when you bring on technology before being strategic, you then have to bend to the capabilities of that technology. How many of you have bought a tool and you wanted to do something, but the tool didn't let you do it? So you had to work around the tool instead of saying, no, this is what I need to do. Tool, you can't do it. You're fired. I'm going to hire another platform. Right? That's how I treat it. That's how I treat software, just like a regular employee. If you're underperforming, okay, goodbye, next. It is what it is. At the end of the day, software is going to be your cheapest paid, highest performing employee you can ever hire, ever. It doesn't get any cheaper. This is why I cringe when people are like, oh, $20 a month. $20 a month. Go try to hire a real person for $20 a month and see what kind of output you get. Don't be mad at the price of the tool. Be mad at your lack of strategy and how to use it to yield what you really want. Okay. It may be a little heavy on you guys, but it's fair. It's right. It's tight, but it's right. Right. I'm here to dispel and make sure that you do not leave my presence without a sound understanding of how to take advantage of everything that is at our disposal with technology and marketing. Okay. Okay. So, profit pathway. This is what you need. Dave said, I just looked at the comments. Dave said it's tight, but it's but it's right. Profit pathway. This is what you need, everybody. This is what today is about. This is your proven means of attracting strangers and turning them into customers. All right. Hazel says she's getting it. Kaolita says, my goodness, Chris is driving points home. Thank you. Thank you. So what I'm saying is this: you need a proven means of taking a stranger, somebody who knows nothing about your business, and turning them into a customer. Okay. You don't have to put this in the chat. Okay. But I want you to ask to really look at yourself and say, do I have a profit pathway? Do I have a proven, not a way that's worked in the past and it's not working anymore? That's not proven, right? It's got to be working right now. Okay. A proven way to do this. This is what we're going to talk about for the rest of our time together. So here are the 3 steps of creating a profitable pathway. I've tried to condense it down to 3: capture, communicate, and close. Okay. Capture, communicate, close. Capture, communicate, close. All right. And right in between, you'll see these are integration points. I'm going to highlight these integration points in a minute. And fair warning, we're on the latter half of this presentation, and I'm slowly transitioning to some of the more techie stuff. All right. So this is where, again, make sure you're writing your notes and getting as much as possible. I'll try to move at a pace that's respectable of your time, because I want to respect you all's time. I'm mindful of the clock, but I also want to give you what you came here for. All right. So with this in mind, just keep this in mind. We're going to revisit this. I want to get to step number 2. All right. So step number 1 was hire technology. Remember, these are the 5 steps to put any business on autopilot. Step number 1 was hire technology. Step number 2 is capture quality interest. Okay. You are not in the business of capturing anybody who just wants to know about anything. You want to be capturing quality leads. Quality. Okay. The way that I teach marketing, the way that I set up marketing, it's not quantity based, it's quality based. Okay. So you want to capture quality interest. What does that mean? Here's how you capture information in today's age. All of these are available: forms, pop-ups, surveys, landing pages, quizzes, site messages, sticky bars, personalization, right? Like, this is everything. And this is courtesy of one of my favorite tools that I use called ConvertFlow, primarily because I know the founders. And, for the little hangups that the tool does have, it works really well for me. So I just took a screenshot of their platform, but these are all the ways. But I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you navigate this space. I'm not going to just throw this at you and you be like, I wonder what if I should use a form or quiz? Well, Chris said I should use it all. No, I wouldn't do you like that. All right. So here are the keys. Keys to capturing information is you want to avoid manual entry. Okay. How many times has somebody written something down and you didn't know an L was an I was a 1, O was an A? Like, people's handwriting is crazy. The last thing you want is somebody writing something down and also typing something in. Because I don't know about you, but I've come across, hey, no shame, but I've come across quite a few grown-ups. Let me say, and when I say grown, let me say 28 and up, okay, that don't know how to type. They do the finger pecking, okay? I'm not judging you. Some of those finger pecking, some of y'all type faster than me, and I know how to type. But my point is this: when I'm typing, I still make typos. When you're finger pecking, you can't finger peck and look at the screen. It's a opportunity for a error to be made, and an error made on an email address kills the entire customer journey. You killed it. It cannot be resuscitated, because that email being misspelled or that phone number being miswritten or mistyped, it just breaks your communication. So you want to avoid manual entry, and you want to identify a common important trait across your entire audience. This is the beginning of personalizing your marketing. We'll talk about it later. Some of you haven't done your due diligence to really assess your audience. What is the common theme that your audience wants? Everybody that's purchased, if you have customers, a good exercise is to just go back to everybody that's purchased one of your products. What did they have in common? Physical traits, career traits, right? Desires. What was that? Because what you need to do is identify that and then go find more of that in the marketplace. Not start running Facebook ads or Instagram ads or posting on, TikTok, trying to get everybody. Remember, we're talking about quality interest. Quality interest is a measured effort to identify who are the best spenders for your business and going into the marketplace and finding more of them. That's it. You don't want everybody. You just need the people who are going to spend with you and be happy. Because guess what? Just targeting them and ignoring everyone else is a multi-million-dollar business in any industry. Do not get all focused thinking, oh, I got to reach everyone. I can't say no to them. No, that's the fastest way to broke. You got to capture quality interest because that's what's going to scale. I'm just telling you from the trenches. Again, if I was somebody who hadn't scaled companies, millions and millions and hundreds of millions, I wouldn't say it. I'm just telling you from my experience. So you have to know everything that I'm saying is coming from massive scale. Somebody who's making $200,000 a year or something like that may be like, well, look, we got three products and 3 different audiences. Good for you. Let's see you get to $1 million with those 3 products, 3 audiences, and 3 different disjointed marketing efforts. And watch me with my one get to multi-millions faster. That's just what it is. Okay. Just what it is. Diane says target marketing. Yes, it is. Yes, absolutely. Stephanie says, I am my product. You absolutely are. And who you resonate with, your style, the amount of organization, right? Efficiency. Some people are just be like, hey, I need her, right? Those are the people that you want. Those are the people that you want. So what are the keys to capturing information? If you're capturing less information, you could do a cheat sheet, ebook, infographics, demo. We talked about my checklist. My checklist would be kind of like a cheat sheet. For those of you that got it, I maybe asked two questions, name, email, nothing much. But if you want to capture more information, you've got quizzes, assessment, courses. These are great. These are great for just absorbing more information because that's our superpower. The more information you can capture, the better off your marketing is going to be, and the better position you're going to be in personalizing that marketing. And the best form of marketing today, everybody, write this down. The best form of marketing today, the most effective form of marketing is personalized marketing. If you only know somebody's first name and email, you cannot personalize. You need to be capturing much more than that. What pages are they visiting? What are they interested in? What links are they clicking? Right? What events are they registering to? You need to be able to see all of this. This is the day and age that we're in. If you can't see it, you're batting blind, hoping to hit a home run. It may happen. I'm not putting my money on it. You get what I'm saying? So don't build a business that you wouldn't put your money on winning. All right. So the key is to qualify as early as possible. What do I mean by qualifying? Just add one more question. This is a form that I use for a long time. And just that one identifier that asks the person what best describes you. And I was trying to figure out if you're a CEO, if you're a marketer, or if you wear both CEO and marketer hat. This allowed me to have 3 paths for my one audience, not 3 products, 3 personalized paths for one audience. You see how I flipped it? So don't go create 10 products, create 10 personalized paths for one audience. You'll realize you don't even need 10, just 3. That will be my challenge to you today. What are the 3 personalized paths that you can send somebody on the minute they give you their information? Okay. We're talking about how to scale a business, everybody. This works. It doesn't matter what size your business is. It works. Okay. Now we're at capture. First integration point A is how do I go from capture to communicate? Well, look at this. Those 3 questions or the 3 inputs that they can they can submit based on that one question. Now this is your CRM. By the way, all leads are usually stored in a CRM if you're trying to do any type of scalable marketing. Okay. There are cases where you don't need a CRM. You could just use an email list, but usually a CRM, a contact relationship management system, has the ability to send out emails and manage your contacts at a more robust level. That's what a CRM is. Think of it as a database of all of a Rolodex, a digital Rolodex. Okay. For some of you, that's just like, I keep hearing this term. What is it? It's a digital Rolodex. It keeps all of your contacts information and allows you to take action on it in an automated fashion. Okay. So now I'm storing them in my CRM as segments, segment A, B, and C, based on what you answer. Now, let me tell you this. How many times have you heard somebody tell you, oh, you need to run quizzes. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, you should be doing that. Just adding one question to your form, a qualifier is what I call it. One question to your form will achieve more than any quiz or anything else somebody is saying to you will do. And I guess I held back one of the most important pieces about me is I'm all about efficiency, everybody. I want to get the most by doing the less. That's just me. So why would I create this big old quiz when I can create one question and get 3 solid segments? And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these segments in a minute. All right. Let me just check in real quick. Boyce, I know I'm like 4 minutes away from 11 Central. Am I good to keep going? I've got maybe 10 to 15 minutes more to go. Am I still good? Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
you can go as long as you want to. I assume everybody agrees with me. Yeah. You just do your thing. There's no time limit here. We ain't got no boss. Mr. Charlie's not gonna come in and tell us that we can't use the building no more. This is black owned, my man. This is all black owned. So you keep going. Everybody
got it.
Go. Run. You ain't like for you're smarter than much smarter than sports. The point, man. You just run. You do your thing. You keep talking. Yeah, we're right. Boss up in here. Handle your business. I am listening. I want everybody to know, like, I'm sitting in the background listening and taking notes. I just want y'all to know that. That's how much respect I have for this brother. So please, I'm going to zip it up. Continue. Take your time as long as you need. All right.
All right. Listen, this is good to me. This is good to me, y'all. I'm in my flow. I hope you could probably kind of even tell by the inflection in my voice. This is it. This is the good stuff. I need y'all to get this. I need you to get it, absorb it, and apply it. Don't just take it in and put it out immediately. Okay. I need you to be thinking about what your qualifying question is. Watch this. I was doing a presentation. I was doing a live workshop. A lady was a life coach. And I gave this same example. And she said, wait a minute, Chris. I don't know if that works for my business. I said, well, surely it works for every business, right? There's got to be qualifiers or identifiers of every person to let you know if they're a good lead. She says, no, mine is so personalized that's what everybody tells me, right? It's so personalized. I've got to customize it. And I said, well, tell me this. Do you see a higher conversion with people who have done life coaching prior to you? She said, yeah, sure. If they've done coaching ahead of time, it's great. I said, that's your qualifier. Have you done life coaching before? Look, you would have thought I put a rabbit out of my shirt or something. Like, there it is. Look, it's been hiding there the whole time. She was like, oh my gosh, right? So things that simple. And let me not say simple, things that can be that straightforward when you're connected with the right source, right? When you're connected with the right source. So that unlocked a whole nother dimension. I have another friend right now who's helping women, professional women who excel in their career, but are experiencing a personal crisis. And I went through her business and I'm looking at all of her applications and everything else. And I said, hey, how about just asking them, like, instead of it, like, how about telling them they're in a crisis? Like having a question on your form that says, what personal crisis are you currently experiencing? And she was like, oh, that's good. It unlocked it, right? So now she could tell me, hey, what crisis what are the people that you want? Oh, anybody that's had marital issues, anybody that's been molested as a child, and then anybody this. 3 right there, y'all. This is not magic. It's just proven practices from the trenches. You got 3 segments. And guess what? The form does all of the segmenting for you. What is the form? The technology. Because what is our strategy? I need to identify what your need is as soon as possible so I can personalize my communication to you to increase the probability that you'll say yes to me faster. That's it. That's it. Right? So I don't want you to overcomplicate this. These may be new theory. I won't say theories. These may be new practices that you may not have been aware of, or you may have been aware of the practice and didn't understand how it worked. This is how it works. So what do you need to be taken away from this so far? You need to get your qualifying question. You need to understand what segments that qualifying question is going to create for you. And then here's our next step. Step number 3 is communicate personally. Okay. Do not, I repeat, do not Send broad emails to everybody with broad language and expect to get the best results. Will you get some results? Yes. Let me tell you, marketing is not black or white. It's a spectrum. So there's always going to be what I call edge cases, people who violate these rules and are still successful. But you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that. It's like being Earl Boykins in the NBA or LeBron James. Can Earl Boykins make it and score some points and actually have a career? Yes. But why choose to be Earl when you could be LeBron, just, yamming on people, pulling up, recruiting whoever? Why make it hard for yourself? That's the part that I'm always questioning. Yes, you can have a very profitable career in business and work yourself into the ground. But why? Why do it? Right. So that's what communicating personally is we're acknowledging the spectrum. I could be sending these broadcast emails all the time, but I'm making the conscious decision now to understand how can I start to segment my people so I can communicate personally with them? Because the highest performing marketing is what? Personalized marketing. Okay. That's the highest performing always. Now watch how it ties in to the information we captured, stored in our CRM in segments. Watch this. Watch this. Now, do you see it's not one email to all segments? Each segment gets a separate email. Now, here's the beauty in this. You see these emails, there's actually not much difference between segment A, B, and C. There's not much. Maybe 2 sentences is the only difference. 90 to 95% of the email can be the same. You're just changing a sentence or two. Hey, since I see that you're experiencing a marital crisis, blah, blah, blah. Hey, since I see that you've experienced being molested as a child, blah, blah, blah. Right? I just changed the first 2 sentences and boom, the whole email is customized. It's personalized. It's personalized. You don't have to hire a copywriter. By the way, not against copywriters. Love them. They are a secret weapon to scale. Copywriters are a secret weapon to scale. Let me say that because I don't want my copywriters in any way to feel like they are not valued. They're undervalued in the marketplace right now. However, to do what I'm saying, some of you need to bootstrap your way to a copywriter. You can write you an email and personalize 1 or 2 sentences in it. Okay. Robin says we are undervalued for sure. So Robin, you've got to be a copywriter. Thank you, Robin, for your work. Thank you. Thank you for helping us communicate our words in a way that is magnetic in the minds of our audience, and it allows them to take action in their own best interest, even when they don't want to. Thank you for helping us help people. Okay. You need copywriters, everybody, but some of you need to bootstrap your way to a copywriter. And some of you, honestly, you're good enough to write that personalized email yourself. Stop overcomplicating it. Stop making it all long and think you have to get all wordy. Just change a couple sentences in there to acknowledge what they did. How do you personalize your messaging? Okay. This is it's not in my presentation. You guys got me going. Boyce took my time limit off. So I'm just flowing now. Okay. How do you personalize messaging? Personalized messaging is always relative to the previous action. Okay. I'm going to say this again. Personalized messaging is always relative to the previous action. So right now, you all just attended this webinar. What is my personalized messaging going to be to you? Thank you for attending. See how easy that was? What if somebody opens an email let's not do open, they click a link in the email. Well, where's that link taking them? If that link is taking them to a checkout page, guess what your personalized messaging is? Thanks for checking out this product, right? Or I see you found our knitting socks, right? What you may not have found on that website is that this is actually 100% organic and blah, blah. Whatever action they just took, acknowledge it. Stop ignoring folks. Stop ignoring folks. Some business owners don't care about nothing anybody's doing except when they give them money and wonder why stuff ain't working. Now, in order to personalize based on a previous action, you've got to have the right monitoring software. All CRMs are not built equal. Some CRMs allow you to see pages people have visited. Some CRMs don't. You have to know what you're working with and what you're trying to do, right? But personalized marketing is always relative to the previous action. Okay. So now you attend to hear, I'll say, hey, thanks for joining me and Boyce. I'm glad that you guys can make it. Since I don't have a means, check this out. I'm giving you real life right now. You guys, those of you who got my checklist, you're going to see this email. Now, I don't own Boyce's Zoom, so I can't tell who attended or not. So I can't speak to that level of specificity in my follow-up emails that I'll send out maybe today or tomorrow, right? But what I can do is acknowledge that there's probably a good portion of you that are on my list from download my lead magnet that I could say, hey, thanks for it was an amazing time with Boyce yesterday, because you knew it was coming because you know Boyce. And in the email, I'll what I have to say is, listen, if you were on the call, let me know how it was. If you weren't, make sure you catch the replay here. Personalized still. Do you see this? I'm trying to break down the barriers that technology introduces sometimes. It's no different than you seeing somebody that you ain't seen in a minute, right? And the last time you saw them was in Atlanta at the Falcons game, right? And then you get together. The best way to pick up where you left off is to acknowledge the last thing y'all did. Hey, man, I ain't seen you since the Falcons, man. Remember, it was hot and they lost. Remember when we went and got something to eat? It feels like you picked up right where you left off. That's how email should be. That's how all of your communication should be. Acknowledging the last thing that they did and just picking up right where they left off. The beautiful thing about automation is automation can craft that journey and that communication for you. The path should be predetermined for all of them. Everybody, don't worry, the checklist, they'll get you the checklist. It's not going anywhere. Every time I mention the checklist, I'm like, no, don't get them distracted. It's there. You have access to it always. Boyce will get it to you. Just lock in with me. Stay with me. We talk about personalization, and this is huge because you will get this wrong and then be scratching your head at why your marketing isn't working. Okay. All right. So what type of messaging? We talked about email, but listen, we're not limited to email, social media, text messaging. Oh, look, Ron said, remember the kids and their names too. Oh, Ron, you got to be in sales or something. Because listen, you meet somebody and remember their children's name the next time you see them. It's game over. Game over. Okay. Messaging channels, social media, text messages, phone calls, events, in-person meetings. I don't care how you're communicating. It needs to be personalized. Okay. It needs to be personalized. And here's the key. Here's the key to the communication that's coming immediately after you capture. It's got to be immediate. Do not wait. The second they give you your information, the time is ticking. The time is ticking. Okay. It should be personalized based on their behavior. We talked about that. Guess what? You can't use what you don't collect. Some of you are asking too much because you're not using all of the information you're capturing. Some of you are not asking for enough, and you're limited about what you can do. You got to find that blend. You got to ask the right amount of questions, and it's all trial and error. This is what digital marketing does. It allows us to measure it, right? And consistency is the key. You need to consistently be sending messaging out. Okay. It can't always be about a sale. Sometimes you just need to update them on what you're doing, update them on the market. Boyce sends emails. He does lives all the time. Hey, here's what happened in the stock market. He's not telling you, hey, look, go purchase my course so I can tell you what happened in the stock market. No. Like you guys have witnessed, you all have witnessed a lot of this done right. It's just now time to make it right in your business for you. Okay. Step number 4, close quickly. Okay. All my sales folks on here right now, they just jumped out of their seat, just involuntarily. They can't help it. A salesperson cannot help but get excited about a quick close. Something just happened. They could be in a meeting. Their knees just knocked. Their toes started to tingle in their shoes. Closing quickly is what sales folks live for. Here's the truth. The hats that you're wearing in your business, one of them is the salesperson. Okay. Until you can hire out, you are the salesperson. And the key to closing is to close quickly, right? Or the goal is to close quickly. So now we're at integration point B. Now I will say this. I have a podcast. If you all can go to my website and find it. There's an episode called The Significant Six, and it details all of the systems within these three. I did these three just to kind of keep it big picture. All right. Now, the integration point number B is, now that I've communicated, how do I get to close? How do I go from communication to closing? Right? You could be communicating on social media. How do you close? Right? So in the case that we just had, now every email is driving them. I have a checkout page for simplicity, but it's driving them to what I call a value page. A value page. It could be a landing page to capture more information. It could be a blog post. It could be an article you've written on LinkedIn. It could be anywhere. But the purpose of the communication is that every single message has a call to action. You're training people to click links in your email, and you're taking them places of extreme value. Eventually, one of those places is going to be a checkout. Now, you'll know based on the path that people are on and their responsiveness to you, where to send them. Right? And now you can really start to craft these automated paths that the people who are ready to buy, send them to a checkout page. People who need more, send them to this blog post. People who don't really know what they want, send them a few emails, check in, see if they've engaged. If not, leave them alone. Your system can do all of this, by the way. I literally program every CRM I use personally, or I use for a client or whatever. I program everyone to do this. I need to know who wants. I don't wait for you to tell me, like by clicking the unsubscribe, that I don't want to be contacted anymore. I'll monitor it and say, hey, look, I done sent you like 6 emails over the last 3 months. You haven't opened any of them. I'll send you a couple more. After that, I'm just going to remove you from my list, because you can always get back on when I'm relevant to you. That's fine. That's just the way I market. Some people cringe like, oh no, I'm losing leads. They were never going to buy from you anyway. Right. But if you re-engage them and they come back, that restarts the whole cycle for them. Their attention level is it resets their attention level. All right. So now we've got this full pathway from capture to segmentation in the CRM to personalized communication within the CRM to driving them to the checkout page. Now I want to make a differentiator, because I said this earlier when I was talking about the definition of marketing automation. You see that line? Marketing automation, sales automation. Do not, I repeat, do not make the mistake, and do not allow people to make the mistake of calling marketing automation or marketing automation and sales automation the same thing. This is my problem with the term sales funnel, because a sales funnel actually encompasses marketing and sales. Sales funnel is just kind of like a sloppy term to put on it. I get it. Hey, look, I'm not going to fight the fight of redoing or retraining you on sales funnel. I'll just call it something else. I call it a profit pathway. So now you're starting to see where marketing and sales align. Have you heard that term, marketing and sales alignment? I know I've got sales folks on here that have heard that. What's the job of your marketing, everybody? The single job of your marketing. I know we've heard like, know, and trust factor, all of that. That's all good. At the end of the day, the core responsibility of your marketing is to send the highest quality leads, the highest qualified leads to your sales, period. 2 questions I have for you. Do you know where this line is between marketing and sales for you? How are you handling that handoff? And are you sending your sales highly qualified leads? Or are you just sending your sales all leads? Talk to any salesperson and they will express to you their frustration in life is dead leads. Don't give me a dead lead that I'm about to call. You're wasting my time. Give me the quality lead, and I promise you I will close. A close could be on the phone. A close could be a sales page. A close could be a checkout page. A close, wherever the sale takes place. It could be online or offline. What I'm telling you is there is a definitive line between marketing and sales. And if you're not aware of that and you're not doing that handoff accurately, you're not going to be able to scale. Okay. Okay. I'm trying. Listen, excuse me. I am making sure that I'm keeping it at a level that is understandable and powerful. I've been practicing this craft for the last 7 years and I feel good. I'm looking at some of the comments. Sorry, I can't keep up with all of them, but I'm looking at some of the comments and I'm getting some feedback. Okay. That's what this is. That's why you're not going to find this anywhere else. I promise you, you are not going to find this anywhere else. And for those of you who are hearing this for the first time, oh my goodness, I wish I was you. I really do. Because I learned the hard way, not knowing this stuff and not knowing it exists. So what are the keys to closing? Qualified leads only. You're only closing qualified leads. Why for are you wasting your time on those sorry leads that you know ain't gonna say yes? Or maybe you don't know they're not gonna say yes because you have no qualifying means in your marketing. So you're just talking to everyone. Oh, terrified. I literally just shook right there just to think somebody, no judgment. I'm just making a statement. Somebody right now on their website has an open calendar link. It's just open. Anybody can come to their website and just schedule some time. No qualification, no standards, right? Like, what are your standards for a lead? You realize you don't be desperate with your marketing. I remember now, look, I'm married, happily married, 15 years, been with my wife for 19 years. But the last thing that I wanted to meet was somebody with no standards. If I met a female and she's just like, hey, look, anybody, if you're breathing and walking, come holla. Trust me, I'm walking right past. Okay. You can't be the same way in your business. Hey, any lead, I'm here. Come holla. I got products. I got products on products on products for everybody. Where are your standards? You're only closing qualified leads.
Let me jump in and say, you got me cracking up over here. You know that. You know I'm just laughing. I hope we didn't hurt nobody's feelings with that one. that was funny. I just have to say that was funny. Yes, have some standards, please. I'm backing back out. I just had to come in and tell you that piqued my ears up. All right.
All right, appreciate it. But I'm trying to make it as real as possible for you all, because here's the thing. Some of you are operating in your business. You would not operate in life. You know that. But again, you want to get it right. Let me just empathize with you. I get it. You want to get it right. And sometimes you just get beside yourself. Sometimes you just need that reality check. Okay. And get pulled back in and say, you know what? Wait a minute. I would rather have someone say no to me than take on these, low balling clients or people who are going to drain from me. Right. It's okay. It's okay. Keep your standards. It will attract the right people. It will. I promise you it will. Okay. Step number 5. I feel like I've been going for like 10 minutes. I can do this all day, everybody, but we are coming to an end. This is a good one. This goes back to Boyce's STURDY acronym. Step number 5 is systematize. Let me make sure I covered all of those. I'm sorry, I didn't cover all of these. Use their behavior and interest to understand their needs. So remember when I was talking about tracking, you need to be tracking everything to understand what they want from you. You can, in marketing, I rarely listen to what somebody says. I always listen to what they do. Somebody could tell me, oh, I'm not interested in that. But then in my CRM, I see that they went to the page that shows interest 10 times. So am I going to believe them saying, oh, I don't really care about that? Or am I going to trust the fact that they visited this page 10 times? No, I'm going to put this coupon in front of them and see if they bite. Do they bite? Absolutely, they bite. Absolutely, they bite. Okay? Because I'm monitoring your behavior. I'm monitoring it. And that's what you need to do. You can't just pull the stuff out of your brain and be like, I think. You could start there, but even then I'm nervous because before I say I think, I'm in the market literally talking to people. If I have a product idea, I will talk to somebody in person who I think is that target, and I'll have a deep conversation with them too. I'm extracting language. I want to know how they describe their pain. I want to know, like how they describe the solution. And then I'm taking their language. I'm saving it. I'm taking it. Sometimes I even write a note in my phone while they're talking. I'll take it. And then when I see somebody else who may be a customer, I'll use their language on them and see what they say. And 9 times out of 10, what they end up doing is, how did you know? Oh, I got copy. Now I'm going to my landing page. Let me just go ahead and type this in, right? This is the process, y'all. I can't make it any more clear. I can't make it any more simple. I just hope you guys are taking advantage. Financial freedom doesn't come from being friendly. Let me tell you this. Some of y'all get on a sales call or it's time to close and y'all have the greatest conversation ever. You done found out what school they went to, how many kids they got. Man, I'm going to get up when I'm in Cali next time. And you walk away with no money. You can either have a friend or you can have a fortune when it comes to selling. Okay. Do not default to being so friendly that you just miss the fortune. You never asked for the sale, but you made a friend. I don't know about you. I'm old enough to have a tight circle of friends. Do I welcome some more? Yeah, I do welcome some more reservedly. However, I need that financial freedom, y'all. I need that fortune. Okay. So if you're gonna ask me friend or fortune, I'm sorry. Maybe if you'd have caught me earlier in life where my circle was a little more open, come on, friends. But you know how life goes. That circle closes off. And look, I'm all about the fortune because I got a family, y'all. I got 3 kids and a beautiful black woman that I'm trying to make sure she understands her worth and her value every single day. I can't do that broke. I just can't. Just being broke in itself tells her something about herself. I can't do that, right? Friend of fortune. All right. Don't be hesitant to get help. Some of you are not the best salespeople for your own business. That's okay. Get somebody who is. Okay. Get somebody that is. That's okay to ask for help. All right. Now, step 5 is systematize. This is the S in Boyce's Sturdy acronym. And we are aligned, 100% aligned here. I need you all to think in systems. Okay. What are systems? I want to break this down. Combined processes are what make up your systems. All right. So processes are steps that you take to achieve a particular thing. That is a process. Okay. When you combine those processes, that is what a system is. Okay. Your systems are what operate your business. I know you thought you were operating your business, but it's really your systems. Okay. People plus technology manage your systems. You're managing the systems are running your business. Just so you know, just so we can clear that up. I am managing the systems that run my business, and my systems can be managed by people or technology. Within those systems are processes responsible for producing profit. Okay. The better your systems, the better your business. That's it. That's all I got for this slide. That is it. Okay. You want a better business. What do you need to make better? Systems. Okay. You have to. You have no choice. And the key here is finding the blend. What you'll see here is I will never come before you and say everything is, you can 100% automate something. No, you can't. No, you can't. Some businesses are 80-20, some 50-50, some 70-30. You have to find that blend. I've done them all. I feel like I've seen everything under the sun when it comes to automation, and there's always a blend. And it's specific to not just the industry, but how you desire to show up and run your company, the team size, all of those things. All right. The key to systematizing processes: only systemize the processes that are necessary, repeatable, and profitable. Don't go putting systems around everything. Okay. Identify the processes that are necessary, repeatable, and profitable only. Only. And when I say only, the key is streamlining your processes. That means trimming the fat, making sure, okay, we're doing that, but that's not yielding the result that this process is doing. So let's just shift our focus over here. You guys got to get, you got to get comfortable saying no. You really do. Not just to like the wrong audience, but the wrong process, right? You got to be willing to just cut it off. You know, I never had that problem. I will cut somebody off quicker than I'll keep them. So that's never been my issue, but I understand how that is an issue for some. It's just like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings, but I'm just that type. I'm not a cold-hearted individual. I just know what I want, and I know what's adding value to my life. And when I apply that to my business, I know what's working and what's not. I'm okay. I don't have that level of pride where it's just like, no, it's got to work. No, it doesn't. If it's not working, all right, shelf it, throw the product out, on to the next, right? That's why I'm looking at the data. That's why I need the data. All right. Document what you're doing. I call this process pregnancy. The state, if you guys remember the Coneheads, the movie where they got the big old heads, That's how I view a lot of business owners. They got everything in their head, all this process just in their head. They just walking around like a conehead. And until you sit down and help them get that out and document it, you can't improve on it, you can't optimize it, and you can't scale it. You cannot scale a process that exists only in someone else's brain. It has to exist in a uniform way where multiple eyes can look at it, consume, identify holes. That's how optimization works. That's how it works. So if you're working with the CEO, or you are that CEO that's the cone head, now you can kind of giggle next time, because you're going to start seeing their heads grow and they're like, here's what we do. You're like, is that documented anywhere? Oh, we don't need it. I've got it all up here. See it time and time again. Okay. You can't be that person. All right. Document everything. Select technology that caters to your specific needs. Do not, I repeat, do not follow, myself included. Don't follow the tools that I'm using just because I'm using them and I'm a reputable voice. Figure out what you need specific to your business, your strategy, and your model, and choose the best technology for that. The goal is to achieve HAA. What is HAA? Human assisted automation. Okay. The goal is automation, but there is going to be some human assistance. Every now and then, somebody's going to have to come in and maybe click a button, or maybe they're going to have to update a field, or maybe they're going to have to, call somebody. But what we want to do is we want to keep the human assisted automation at a minimum, because anytime somebody touches something, we introduce a failure point, right? But we know we need people. So when we talk about systematizing, you're thinking about what can technology do, and then how can a human assist that technology? But technology is the focal point. Okay. Technology is the focal point. So when we revisit it, I want you all to show, I'm ending, by the way, but I want to bring it all together, why this matters. Okay. I want you to pay attention to the red numbers. Say you have 1,000 visitors to your landing page, not your website. By the way, websites convert to customers. The best website will convert to customers 1 to 3% of the traffic. If you didn't know that, those are terrible conversions. A landing page, driving that same traffic to a landing page, you can get up to a 60% conversion on those leads. Now, they still have to go through the system, but a landing page is going to always outperform a website every day of the week. Just so you know, for those of you driving people to your homepage, stop it. Stop it right now. Stop driving people to home pages. Drive them to a dedicated landing page specific to an offer that you have. All right. Anyways, let me get back here. You got 1,000 visitors. It's converting at 60% because you're using a landing page. That means you have 600 leads. Now, these are 600 leads that get dumped into these segmented buckets. Okay. What happens next? Of those 600 leads, you have a 30% conversion. That means 30% of them attended whatever event. I call it a sales event, whether it was a webinar, whether it's just driving them to a checkout page, whatever the case is, live event, 30% of them showed up. So that means you had 180 people look at your product with interest to buy. Okay. Again, you cannot do this without digital marketing, and you need this path in place built right. Okay. Of those 180 people that show up to buy, let's say you convert at 3%. Okay. Now that 3% conversion results in 5 customers, because 3% of 180, check my math, everybody, but I'm pretty sure 3% of 180 is 5. It's, yeah, I mean, close enough, right? It's like 3.4, 4.4 or something like that. Anyways, it's 5. Okay. Don't want to do math on the fly. It's about 5 customers. Okay. Now, if I had time, what I would show you is how to double your customers by doubling any one number throughout your entire pathway. That's for another day, though. I'm not, listen, I got all kind of stuff I can show you guys, but just know what this pathway in place, what you can do is now play the numbers game and see, okay, how do I get, if I want to get 10 customers, if you run the math the same, and I increase my 30% conversion for my messaging to 60%, it will produce 10 customers. It'll produce 10 customers. It's just the math, y'all. You just can't beat it. If you double any conversion number throughout this profit pathway, it's going to increase your customers. It just is what it is. So now you understand. How many of you have woke up in the morning and wonder where to focus in your business? What should I do today? Right? Oh, no, with a path in place like this, you know exactly where to focus. What number do you want to increase? How many more customers do you want to have? You tell me. And that will tell you where your focus should be. Okay. So the question is, do you have this in place? You don't have to answer yes in the chat. I just want you to think hard. Like, do I have this in place? And am I measuring every metric? I gave you 3. These 3 are the topmost metrics. It's all kind of metrics inside of all 3 of these areas. Okay. Do you have it in place? Would you like to learn how to build this for any business? I love what Robin just said. Robin, that is great language. She says, no, it's all in pieces, no unity. Whoo. You listen, Robin, I know you're a copywriter. So I think that was intentional. I'm gonna go ahead and use some of that in my copy, because that is great. That is a great way to surmise exactly where it's at, right? I got pieces in place, but no unity. The systems aren't synchronous, is what I'm hearing. I would have said synchronous systems. Guess what Robin said? Unity. So guess what I'm going to say to you all? Do you have unity in your marketing? Are your marketing efforts unified, right? And if not, would you like to learn how to do it? Because here's the truth. Most businesses do not have these systems in place. And I did not say small businesses. You saw that, right? I said businesses, period. Don't you dare qualify and be like, yeah, startups. Nope. All of them. Okay. They just got more money to make mistakes than you. You can't make that mistake and still live. You make that mistake, you eating oodles and noodles and ramen every night, right? You don't have the money to absorb that mistake. These businesses, they do. Okay. Most business owners don't know how to effectively track their marketing. Oh my goodness. There was a, I should have got this number, but it was a report in 2019. And it asked digital marketers, are you confident in measuring the effectiveness of your marketing? And over 45% of them said no. That's scary. How does a digital marketer not measure their marketing? That's like the mechanic putting oil in your car and not knowing how much you put in. Nobody would do that. No, hey man, how much oil you put in? Oh, I put in a couple of those bottles. You mean quarts? Like, Negro, are you talking about these things that actually say the amount on it? Like, you're a mechanic. How you not know that's a quart? But in digital marketing, this is the case, right? So those digital marketers you're looking at and learning from don't know how to measure their marketing. And this is why most business owners cannot accurately predict their revenue on a consistent basis. But what if you could predict your income and actually generate what you predict monthly? Well, just dream with me. We done made it this far. Let's dream for a minute. What if this month you could say, oh, it looks like I'll produce $20,000 next month, and you actually do it? Just allow yourself to sit in that reality. Wow, what if I could do that every month? Forget check to check. Forget wondering if I'm gonna have to go get me another PPP loan or wonder if I got to do this. What if? Just allow yourself to accept that as a reality. What if I could say, you know what? I'm gonna make this month based on my numbers. I'm gonna be all right next month. I think I want to make a trip, and you actually do it. You actually, I'm gonna share your story. I'll share with you a story in a minute, right? How would that change? How would having that change your business? Would you be more confident with promoting? Would you be more prone to say no now to stuff that you know is going to take away your focus from what you need to be focusing on? Getting this path in place, right? Now you can say no. Boyce talked about before, knowing your why. Why would you say no to somebody who's like, hey man, you want to come hang out and network? You thinking like, no, I need to go get this landing page, these emails, and this checkout page up real quick, right? And you're good with that. Look, y'all go have fun. Y'all go kick it. I'm about to go make this money real fast, right? Let me get the foundation in place, right? Would you be willing to focus on what's working? Some of you are putting so much energy in what's not working. That stuff is exhausting, y'all. I have been there. I'm telling you. And would you be willing to invest to get your business here? That's the big question. That's where the rubber meets the road. Every we could say amen up until that point, right? Hey man, pastor, hey man. And when you say that, they be like, a lot of humming going on. Like, wait a minute, we ain't singing hymns now. I still need your voice. I still need the amen, right? So what I have, Boyce allowed me and Boyce worked together. We put our brains together, man. And it was amazing. Never be afraid to ask somebody else to come and help you really just think through something, especially when it's something special for his people. He talked so highly about everybody that I was like, look, man, I want to just make something that is good for them. Like it's going to resonate, it's going to take them from where they are to the next level. We put our brains together and he allowed me to give you all a special invitation to the Profit Pathway online training. So that Profit Pathway that you just seen is it. The most powerful, easy to follow framework to convert leads and generate customers around the clock without your presence or attention required. It is the foundation of all digital marketing efforts. If you're going to make money online, you need to have this pathway in place. If you want to learn how to systematize any business for predictable profits, turn businesses into well-oiled customer generating machines, remove the mystery out of marketing with technology for good, and watch this, learn the proven framework I use to help raise millions of dollars in startup capital. I'm at 177 million and counting. Okay. I'm just add, what do they say when you're you're in the military, just at body count, just how many have you killed? How many have you murked out there? Listen, I'm just adding more and more to my million count. Okay. As the startups come on. And what I want to do is, if you all will allow me, I want to teach you that exact framework. I'm talking about like step by step, not like a version of it. I want to teach you that exact thing because I'm excited to see what it will produce in your business. Because this is what it has produced. At Lead Pages, the same framework, everybody, same framework. Average of 10K per webinar. Now we ran like 3 webinars per week. Okay. And 37 million raised. Active campaign. I told you guys, I tested it on hundreds of businesses, 120 million raised. If you want to see now, it was bittersweet how Active Campaign ended. Me and Active Campaign. I think that there was a lot of unspoken undertones, I'll say. But for the most part, what I learned is that people make money. People love you when they need you to help make money. And then when they start making money, they get different. They get a little strange. And maybe they don't want a brother that looks like me that close to the money, and things change and they shift. So if you want to get a kick, go to automationbridge.com/buy. It'll send you to a LinkedIn page that I had saying goodbye to everybody at Active Campaign because it ended so terribly. You'll just see how, when they hit low, just stay high. Is a great example of that. So anyway, Active Campaign, I have the private startup raise $7 million from a prominent Fortune 500 company within 12. Oh my goodness, this was within 6 months, y'all. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, that was 6 months. And then I helped another private startup go from 8K in total sales to $1 million using only email, no social media, no Facebook advertising, only email. I'm telling you, this works. This works. I've done it for everybody else, but sometimes, and maybe you guys can attest to this, sometimes you got to bet on black. Sometimes you got to say, you know what? I've done this for everybody else that doesn't look like me. It's time for me to do it for me. Right. And that's what I did. When Active Campaign fired me. I had a sudden job loss, and I had all kind of legal stuff that was coming at me from there. My daughter needed surgery. My oldest son was graduating. This is graduation in the picture. And I had bills. I don't know about y'all, but bills are hard of hearing. It's like every time I tell a bill, hey, look, can y'all hold up? I got a life circumstance happening. Them jokers just don't listen. They just keep coming. It's like nobody in my life will not listen to me, and I can't do nothing about it. But that's how bills are, right? But I never missed a beat financially. And in fact, we're doing better now than we've ever done, all because I had systems in place. So as proud as I am of the things that I helped other businesses achieve, listen to me. I was able to match my six-figure salary with revenue, with revenue generated using the exact framework I just showed you. I think that speaks more to anything that I can say. And I'm most proud of that achievement, knowing my kids are safe, healthy, educated. My wife feels valued. We have a loving relationship. Come on now. We can talk about the millions. I get it. But the millions mean nothing without that family foundation in place. This framework helped me do that. It just is what it is. And it left me time to spend with my family and be present. I'm not talking about we're at a movie and I'm on my phone answering emails, like present with them. I know my kids intimately, right? So it's the Profit Pathway online training, the most powerful and easy to follow framework. You guys just learned it. You learned it overall, like an overview of it. I'm literally going to go through and show you exactly how to set it up step by step. I'm going to help you some of the lessons in there. I'm going to help you establish a profitable web presence, produce your irresistible product, a high converting lead generating machine, automatic follow-up system. And I'm going to show you how to measure the success of your marketing. All of the, I'm not exaggerating. Yo, I wish you could just, I hope you can't hear and feel the passion. Okay. I believe you all. Okay. I believe you can. And I got templates. Y'all. These are not templates from anywhere else. These are templates I use, me personally. When I told you I generated six figures in my business while working a six-figure job and still be able to be present with my family, you had to have high converting templates. Okay. I have these templates. You click a button, import them, change the colors if you want to, but you don't, the work, the heavy lifting, I've done it for you. I know where people get tripped up. Okay. So I've put all of this in place to make it an easy process for you. All right. So you also get free access to the private community. I have a private community similar to Boyce's Black Enough. It's just marketing professionals in various industries. Okay, very exclusive. When you pay in full, you get access to that immediately. Technology recommendations. Some of you are using the wrong tools. Some of you I can catch before you sign up for the wrong tools. On average, my tech assessment, when I come into a company and help them detail what technology they should and shouldn't be using, I can save them anywhere from $300 to $2,000 a month within that hour. I've saved companies up to $100,000 just by making the right technical assessment. I saved this one lady $30,000 that she was about to spend on a website. Money saved is money earned, I believe. So we got all the technology recommendations for you. And again, lifetime access. So you claim your access now, keep it forever. Go through it once, twice, 4 times, 10 times. Keep going through it until you get it. You get what I'm saying? So this training is going to start for everybody who's on this call right now live. It's going to start this Friday. So you've got 3 days. It's a 3-day countdown. On Friday, we're moving. But I want to give everybody time to kind of get in together so we can kind of have that cohesive flow. Everybody's going through it at the same time. But after that, if you enroll between now and Friday, Boyce has given me clearance to give you all a 10% discount. Okay. If you enroll by Friday, he told me I could do this. He asked, could you do this for my folks? So yes, 10 Watkins is the coupon code. If you put that in, 10% off up until Friday. Now, depending on how things go, you know how Boyce is. He might have me generate another code for you guys and extend it beyond that. But for those of you who do it before Friday, you'll get that discount. And what will happen is you'll get access to the community if you paid in full. Otherwise, this Friday around 9 a.m. Eastern, you'll get access to everything immediately. Okay. So again, it's not $14.99 for you all. We're going to slice 10% off of it. It's $13.49.10 using the coupon code Watkins. If you want to enroll, the website, the link is right there on the bottom, automationbridge.com/Boyce. Simple. You can't misspell that one. Maybe Automation Bridge, but you can't misspell Boyce. You've seen it too much. You've seen it everywhere, right? Okay. So this is designed to give you everything you need to get started. Generate customers, generate leads consistently. No more hope marketing or fingers crossed. We don't listen. I love hope. I do. Keep hope alive, just not in marketing. I don't want to hope my marketing works. I really don't. I just need it to work, y'all. That's just my thing. I love hope. Again, keep hope alive, my brother, but not in the marketing, not in the marketing space. So as you all go to the website, check it out, and enroll. Just want to leave you with some parting words for some really good friends. Kim, I don't know if you're on or not. Kim was able to catch the podcast, but she said, before getting introduced to Chris's mentorship, I was really running around in my business like a headless chicken with no direction. I was super frustrated with the progress and the direction my business was going. It wasn't until finding Chris in his program that he gave me the direction, helped me focus, and learn how to strategically implement technology to work around the clock. I told y'all that's what I was going to do because I've done it. That's the reason why I told you that. And to grow my business, make me sales and get things on track the right way and smart way. If you're on the fence, thinking about joining, I highly recommend getting involved. He's a very bright individual, very smart guy, and I'm super grateful to have him as a mentor. Kim, grateful to have you as a mentee and be connected with you if you're on. Thank you for that. And here's some other testimonials. I'll come back to these. But these are people who have gone through some of my bigger programs and just really unlocked some things in their business. I want to just real quickly say who this is for. Okay. This is for the tech savvy or people who easily pick up technology, anyone who's responsible for implementing marketing. Okay. You need to grow as strong in marketing as you are in technology. So you could pick up tech, but you need that marketing acumen mixed with it. Okay. And you're responsible for the implementation of your marketing or your clients. You are the ones on the ground. Most of what I do at Automation Bridge is dedicated to equipping the digital marketer with being better. Okay, being better. And you need marketing oversight to prevent some common mistakes that you could make, right? And then lastly, you're looking for financial freedom beyond the 9 to 5. I moonlighted for 3-4 years on my job. Okay. Who it's not for is business owners who are easily confused by technology. If you're looking to make a fast buck, and if you're just getting started, and when I say just getting started, I mean you don't even have a business idea, right? Because you need to be able to identify a product. You need a product. If you have the idea of a product, that's it. That's all you need. But some people are just getting started. This is new. I get it. It's fine. But just know this one is not going to be for you. Davida says she's been in business for 15 years. She's probably ready. She's probably ready. And if you're unwilling to invest in yourself or your business and the education required for growth, okay? Or if you're just looking to hire somebody to do the implementation for you, this particular this training would not be the best for you. Ramona says, can this work for food products? I don't care about the product. You know, the pathway is the same. I've done this for services. I've done this for physical products. To me, you know, this is the foundational to anything that you do online and any way you generate leads. Matthias is one of my students, and he was able to now Matthias is what was called a dadpreneur. His goal was to stay at home and run his business and be with his daughter. And within the first 12 months, I was able to help him get his first $20,000 month. And he was like, oh my gosh, mind blown, right? And now that's what he does. I don't know what his wife does now, but he's at home. He is at home. Okay. So for some of you, this is the missing piece. Boyce has just hand delivered to your doorstep, to your virtual door, the missing piece for some of you. For others, this is the start to building a successful empire. Okay. Either one. So with that being said, this is everything that you'll get. Again, the coupon code's there. We start this Friday, everybody. It's go at your own pace now. Once everybody gets access, some people are going to be in there hungry. They're like, look, I got to have all of it this Friday. They blocked off time. Okay. Some of you going to take a little easier. Move at your own pace. Everybody gets access on Friday. If you're watching the replay of this, it's after Friday. You'll get immediate access.
Yeah. Well, I hope everybody will thank Chris. Was that the last slide, brother?
That's the last
Okay, and
one.
you can leave that up there actually, and then that way, I don't know if there's a slide where there's the URLs up there or something like that, but
It's on the bottom. The URL's on the bottom if they need it.
okay, and
Yeah.
I've got a few more minutes before I got to run to a meeting,
Okay.
and it's a Zoom meeting, so I have to jump out. But yeah, thank you, Chris, for doing this. I'm going to tell you guys, I didn't know what sort of presentation Chris was going to do, and he did a lot of teaching. He did a lot of teaching, breaking things
Yes.
down, and that is one of the differences between the people that just start businesses and the people whose businesses take off. It's really, that's what the social media companies are doing to build business models. And I think these business models are really applicable for a lot of those of you who are connected to the Black Business School, because you all know that we understand the family and the relationship with the family as being central to the development of your economic infrastructure. That family and business are connected, right? So if you're looking to create a family business and you say, okay, I got to get away from this other system over here where I'm not being disrespected. Maybe I want to spend time at home with my kids and educate them on my own, or whatever the case may be. Well, having automated family business is a great way to kind of get that done. So one of the things you may want to consider as well is if you choose to sign up, and I'll put the link back in there. So if you guys want to just click right on it, if you do want to sign up for what Chris has going on, and he did arrange for a discount for the students in the Black Business School. I would maybe consider talking to your family about it, right? So maybe as a family, if you
Yeah.
have a family member or business partner that's more into the technology than you are, maybe you can kind of talk through the ideas. And so I don't necessarily consider marketing automation to be something where you have to be tech savvy to do it. I think that marketing automation is something that really just understands relationships, or is for a person who understands
Yes.
relationships. I mean, that's how I understood when I first learned it, is that, the best way to do business with people is to form a relationship. It's no different from any other transaction. Whether you're talking about, making a baby with somebody, getting married with somebody, well, that's a transaction. And you don't typically have those transactions unless there's some kind of relationship, typically, or at least when it's done in a healthy way, right? They
Yeah.
have to like you, know you, and trust you, and be comfortable with you, which means they have to know things about you, right? So ultimately, I would think about that customer value ladder, or that decision or ability to make a profit, to be similar to forming a relationship with a person without making them feel bum rushed or violated, right? So and I'll also tell them myself and say to you that, you guys know, we make no secret of the fact, in the Black Business School, we have to raise revenue. We have to sell something at some point, right? Because we're trying to be independent. We don't take money from corporations. We don't take money from the government. So we want to build a Black-owned university that's rooted in the Black community. So in order to do that, we have to exchange value with you, right? And that requires you to know that we're not out here trying to manipulate you or take something away from you or harm you in some significant way. So some things that we do in order to do that is, number one, I'm in here every day. Y'all see me in here every single day, connecting with you and saying, how can I add value? What are the things you need me to do? I have a PhD in finance and I have a lot of smart friends. What can me and my smart friends do for you that will make your life better? Well, what that does is that develops a relationship, a healthy engagement, where you say, okay, this guy, my life is different. Like, seriously, say it in the chat if your life is different or better because of something that you saw from me or from the Black Business School and our many, 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 many faculty that we have connected with the school, right? So by establishing that connection, that then allows us to have the trust where we can engage in business, where I can say, hey, we've got this thing. If it helps you, we hope you'll take a look at that. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because think about this: we're all spending money every day. Many of us went to college, and college maybe costs us $100,000, $200,000 or whatever, right? So what we do is we say, okay, how can we offer something that's going to add value to your life, that's fairly priced, that allows us to achieve our goals as an organization, and also allows you to achieve your goal as a father, mother, as a human being, as a business owner, as an investor, whatever the case may be. And then also you add other things on there, like the money back guarantee, to say, look, if you're not happy, please tell us so we can give you a refund, because we don't want anybody unhappy, right? That's how you have good relationships. Economics is a relationship. It's a relationship, right? So I said a lot on that, but I want to make sure that I make the point clear in terms of how you might want to think about building your business. When you're building business, you're building relationships. You don't just show up always asking for money. Nobody likes a relative or a friend who's always showing up asking for money. But everybody understands if you got that cousin who's always coming through for you, you're going to come through for them. You see what I mean? So everything's a relationship. So Chris, if you want to, we can answer a few questions. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I can throw in some questions for you. And the URL, I'll keep popping it into the chat, so you guys can feel free to take a look at the program if you think that this is something that can help you. Okay, so Ramona asks, does your system work for a food product? Chris, I assume yes.
Yeah. Ramona, so this is the foundation in place, and you're going to build upon this foundation specific to your business. So a good example is, Ramona, how are you collecting leads now? We need to make sure that it's in a systematic way where you can segment early, and then whether the next step is making a phone call, sending them off to a sales rep, in your company, or setting up an in-person meeting. That's part of communication. And then how are you closing? Is it a proposal that you're sending? Is it, sending them to some page to fill out a form? The pieces are interchangeable once the foundation is in place.
Okay. Let's see. Can you share the webinar replay with us? Yeah, if you were here, I'll send you an email with a link where you can watch the replay. So we'll make it available for the next couple of days if you're interested. And of course, it'll have to come down in a couple of days because the class begins on Friday. Let's see here. Someone's asking, what's the alternative to a manual entry, Chris?
The alternative to a manual entry is having a web form or some way for them to enter their information. So just clarify what I mean when I say manual entry. That's somebody in your business entering the contact's information instead of the contact entering their information. That's what I mean by manual entry. So you want the contact to submit their information. You don't want anybody on your team to do it, because it just serves as another failure point.
Okay. Ashley's saying, thank you for the gems. What CRM companies include monitoring?
It varies. You've got the big ones like ActiveCampaign, HubSpot does monitoring, Infusionsoft does a small amount of monitoring. I don't think Pipedrive does any, but there's a few out there that do some decent monitoring.
Okay. Let's see. Chamir says, Dr. Boyce, what is the class for discovering a business idea? I need to start a business. Black Money 103. That's we have a Black Money sequence, Black Money 101 through 106. So if you go to blackmoney103.com, you can take a look at our entrepreneurship program. And there is a lot of stuff in there, a ton of stuff for those of you that are trying to build your business, everything from the legal side to everything else. So feel free to take a look at that. Let's see here. Jermaine says, any good starting point to researching what technology you need in order to hire, or to hire the technology you need to hire in order to build your business?
Yeah, the best place is to start with your strategy. And from that strategy, start to understand what your needs are. Some people have a simple strategy. Some people have a more complex strategy. That's where you need to spend the time with the strategist. And once you have that strategy, that's going to give the technology recommendations and considerations made more clearly. Yeah.
Okay. And I see some questions about the payment plan. Do you have a payment plan option?
Yeah, there's a payment plan in there. If you guys want to do, if you pay at once, or there, you can split it up into 3 parts. So it's $5.99 for 3 months before the 10%. So 10% takes it down to $4.69 or something like that a month for 3 months.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Carla's asking, if you're a real estate agent affiliated with a brokerage where they control the marketing, will it be okay to use these templates that are not approved by them? Have you seen real estate agents apply this kind of automation?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've seen real estate agents do it, but it's usually outside of those proprietary systems that they give you. It's usually those savvy real estate agents that's like, hey, thanks for all of this, but I'm going to generate my leads this way. And then once they generate the leads, they end up closing them through like that proprietary system, but they do a lot of like text message marketing and all of that outside of those systems. So yeah, I've seen that before. I've helped people do that.
Okay. And I see a question. I'm going to pile these 3 questions together because one is about insurance, the insurance industry, blogging on Pinterest, advertising, vending machines, or being a music publisher. I imagine automation could be beneficial to all those 3 areas, right?
All of them. And again, the beauty of this is it's the foundation, everybody. Again, your specifics are going to lay on top of it. It's like a house. Once the foundation is laid, whatever type of house you want to build, you can build, whether you want to build blue house, yellow house, glass house, whatever, right? but you've got to get this foundation in place. The only thing that I will say is be mindful of, I know you mentioned insurance, travel, real estate, any industry that has proprietary software that they give you and that they say you need to use that software. If there's HIPAA compliance, those are the ones that I would be a bit more reserved and make sure that you can check and see how you can store data outside of those systems, because I can't control that. And I don't want you guys to get in trouble.
Okay. And a last question, Barbara wants to know your podcast. Where can they find your podcast?
Oh, automationbridge.com/podcast.
Okay, there you go.
Yes, please check me out.
Excellent. Okay, everybody. So we have hit the noon mark, and and I've got to run out to a meeting, but I hope you will join me in thanking Chris Davis for his time. I'm going to put the link right there in the chat one more time where you can go and take a look at Chris's program. As you can see, he knows his stuff. He's passionate about it. He's very, very thorough. And the best thing about what he's offered, in my view, is not just his excellent training, but also that community. It helps to be able to take your specific situation and lay it out there for the community, and the community will jump in and help you. That to me is like the human equivalent of the cloud. You know, they have the digital cloud. Well, when you get a bunch of people together, you've got a cloud of brains that are all solving the same problem together. And so remember that the you are everything that you need. If you find your clique, find your people, find your crowd, find your group, you can figure out, you can solve almost any problem that way. Chris is part of my cloud, and I'm glad that he is. Absolutely. And also I encourage you to just take a look at the brother's offer. Just go to the site, look around, see if you like it. And you know, if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. But I can tell you, this is the kind of thing, if you, especially if you know, I have an 18-year-old that's leaving the house to go to college. I'm having him study this stuff, and I've told him clearly that there's nothing you will learn in college that's more important than this. Nothing you'll learn in college is more important than, and that's 100% true. I believe it to the core. So I want to see you successful. I want to see you win. I want to see you make money. So God bless everybody. Thank you so much, Chris, man. It was great to have you, brother.
Boys, thank you for entrusting me with your audience, and I hope that I said something today that's going to change the trajectory of you all's business, because I know it can.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody. So the link's in the chat, and God bless you. Everybody have a good day.